All right, so today we're diving into the world of online influencers. They're everywhere these days.
Oh, yeah?
And we've got some great sources that break it all down in a really simple way just by looking at the size of their following.
Interesting.
So we're going to try to give you a clear picture of these different categories, like what makes them unique. Kind of like a cheat sheet for figuring out this whole online influencer landscape.
Yeah, that sounds really useful.
So let's start small, shall we, with the nano-influencers.
Okay.
Usually folks with somewhere between 1,000 and 10,000 followers.
Right.
What's interesting here is that they often have a really high level of engagement within these super niche communities.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Plus, there's this strong sense of authenticity and relatability that you tend to get with these smaller accounts.
Definitely they feel more real somehow.
Exactly. So it makes you wonder, right, what's the real advantage of working with someone who has a smaller but super engaged audience?
Well, I think the power of a nano-influencer really comes down to that close connection they have with their followers.
Yeah.
I mean, because their audience is smaller and they're all really into the same specific things, their recommendations almost feel like you're getting advice from a friend.
Makes sense.
Someone you trust.
Right, like that watch collector you mentioned before.
Exactly. Someone who's really into collecting vintage watches. And they have a few thousand followers who are just as passionate.
Yeah.
Their opinion on a new watch or even a specific dealer carries a lot of weight within that group.
I see.
And that can translate into some serious sales for brands that are a good fit.
It's all about the depths of that connection in a niche area.
Precisely.
All right, so moving up the ladder a bit, we've got micro-influencers.
Okay.
Typically, they have between 10,000 and 100,000 followers.
Gotcha.
And our sources say they also have pretty strong engagement within their niches,
Right.
but they obviously have a wider reach than nano-influencers.
So they're kind of in a sweet spot then.
Yeah, it seems like they strike a nice balance between broader visibility and that all-important authenticity.
I wonder how a brand could really tap into that effectively.
Well, micro-influencers offer this really interesting middle ground for marketing.
Okay?
They have a large enough following to get noticed,
Yeah.
but they often still have that personal touch and higher engagement we see with the nano-influencers.
Right.
So one smart approach could be to partner with several micro-influencers
Oh, multiple.
across different but related niches.
I like that idea.
Yeah, like imagine a fitness apparel brand working with a yoga instructor, a runner, and a weightlifting coach.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Each with their own micro audience.
Okay.
That way they reach a wider range of fitness enthusiasts,
Makes sense.
while still getting that targeted engagement and perceived authenticity in each little subgroup.
It's like a more distributed approach to authenticity.
Exactly. All right, ready to go even bigger.
Sure, bring on the macro influencers.
All right, so macro influencers have between 100,000 and a million followers.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and here the focus really shifts to broader reach and generating some serious brand awareness.
Okay.
And our sources point out that these are often professional content creators.
So they really know what they're doing.
Yeah, so what kind of marketing goals do you think would be a good fit for working with a macro influencer?
Well, macro influencers are great for campaigns where you're trying to build widespread brand recognition.
Right.
Reach a large and more general audience.
Hmm.
Their content tends to have a wider appeal, and their reach can lead to some serious visibility.
True.
But it's worth remembering that with a bigger and more diverse audience, you might not see those super high engagement rates that you get with smaller influencers.
That makes sense.
The main goal here is often about establishing a strong brand presence and credibility on a larger scale.
Okay, so like a big splash.
Exactly. Like, say a major tech company launches a new phone.
Yeah.
A macro influencer in the tech world could create a huge buzz and get everyone talking about it.
Casting a wide net for maximum visibility.
Yeah.
And finally, at the top of the influencer pyramid, we have mega influencers. Or as some people call them, celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
They have over 1 million followers.
Million? Wow.
Yeah, the key here is that massive reach.
Right.
Though it often comes with potentially lower engagement rates compared to the other categories.
Interesting trade-off.
These are your household names, both traditional celebrities and those huge online personalities.
Okay.
So when do you think that sheer reach becomes the most important factor, even if the engagement isn't as high?
I think sheer reach becomes crucial when your top priority is just getting the word out to as many people as possible.
Okay.
Like, think about a national public health campaign or the launch of a product that has universal appeal, something everyone could use.
Yeah.
Even if the percentage of super engaged followers might be lower, the sheer number of people who see the message through a mega influencer could be enormous.
Right. It's about maximizing exposure across a massive audience.
Exactly. And it's fascinating how those traditional celebrity endorsements have kind of evolved and become even more powerful in this online mega influencer world.
It's like a whole new level of influence.
Yeah, Exactly.
Okay, so to quickly recap, we've got nano-influencers with their tight-knit communities and high engagement,
Right.
micro-influencers balancing reach and that niche connection,
Yep.
macro-influencers driving broad brand awareness,
And then
mega-influencers offering that maximum reach.
it's quite a spectrum.
It is, and the key factor that seems to drive all of this is follower count,
Definitely.
which then tends to be linked to these different characteristics of engagement reach and how authentic they seem.
And understanding that to be super valuable when you're online.
Yeah.
Whether you're just browsing or thinking about how to connect with your own audience.
It's like a roadmap for the influencer landscape.
Exactly.
So next time you're scrolling through your feed, think about this.
Okay.
These categories are mainly based on follower numbers.
Yeah.
But what else besides just the size of the audience might be just as important or even more revealing?
That's a good question.
You know, when we're trying to figure out an influencer's real impact and value.
Definitely something to consider.
Food for thought. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been great talking about this.
Until next time.